The Daft Hour. Daft Hour. Daft Hour.
Hello and welcome to another hilarious episode of the Daft Hour podcast. As pre-recorded me just said, hello and welcome to this hilarious episode of the Daft Hour podcast. This is episode 25 with me, the artist formerly known as...
And my name is Morgan Fantastic. Welcome,
yes,
hello everyone.
It is. Welcome everybody to show 25. So I just did some quick maths.
Yeah.
So we started the podcast version of this. We started it on, well, the first one went up on YouTube. You told me was
13th of March,
13th of March
2021.
2021. So we have done 25 shows over 2 years. We have done 1.04 shows a month. For a weekly podcast, that's not bad going, is it?
For us, I think that's an achievement.
Yep, so I think we need to learn some more of what a week is.
No, because then it wouldn't be daft.
Is that daft, or is it just a lie? Did we just lie to the people?
Maybe, but anyway, Bambi, happy 25th anniversary.
Thank you. It's not how it works, but yes, if anything, happy second anniversary.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much nearly 2 years to the day.
Yes, it might be when we put it out. It might be.
Maybe.
So today's day is actually the 5th of March.
So it's the 2 year anniversary and our 25th anniversary. Happy anniversary, everybody!
Yeah, what do we get for 25? Is it gold? Silver? Silver,
Bronze.
Yeah, we get silver. We get second place in an Olympic sport. Yes.
The podcast Olympics.
If you had to do an Olympic sport, what would it be?
Ooh, I tell you what, I used to be really good at the hurdles in school, and I'm not joking there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was okay at basketball, but that was just comparative to everything else, which was super shit at.
Yeah.
So
I'm least bad at this.
I'm least bad at basketball. I didn't get picked last for basketball, although I did once tackle like it was football. So
you'd have been good at rugby. I used to play rugby in school. I was good at that.
I was very skinny at school. What I did used to do in rugby would just literally jump over people as they tried to tackle me.
That's good.
Apparently not. I got told off for it because it could break.
You should have done gymnastics.
Maybe
or wrestling.
Wrestling. I think nowadays I'm much more of a wrestler, but an English wrestler like the old school ones, like Big Daddy.
Giant haystacks.
Giant haystacks, not like the American buff bastards. Let's bring back
my best friend Josh Cena, who follows me on Twitter.
Yes, of course he does.
He does?
Yeah, but he doesn't care.
No, he followed me, but I don't think he looks at my stuff, but he definitely followed me.
I reckon he checks you out.
I hope so, but I can't see him. I don't know where he is.
Through the window whilst you're not looking.
That's true. But yeah, I used to be really good at the hurdles. I wasn't good at the long running because I'd get winded and bored. But the short form and the hurdles, I was really good at. And I got picked to be on the team for sports day, right?
Oh!
And there was quite some anticipation. I thought, I'm going to get a medal here. And guess what happened?
What happened? Did you get...
We're all lined... I don't know if I might have told this story back on the radio, but we forget what we talk about.
Yeah,
after
absolutely.
We were probably just doing the same episode. But we were all we're all lined up, and you get ready and you get prepped, and you're down on the floor and you're waiting for the siren to go off or the gunshot. It wasn't a gunshot. It was probably just a man going now. But, we're all there ready, and it went 3, 2, 1, go. And as I set off, my shoe flew off.
Brilliant.
And I hesitated, and I didn't know whether to go back for the shoe or just carry on. And because I hesitated, and I looked back and then looked at the shoe, and I looked at the stand, because there was a big stand there, everyone laughing in the stand, mocking me. And then as I looked back towards the finish line, the race had already finished. So
oh my goodness. Some would say you failed at the first hurdle. Oh, actually, before you got to the first hurdle.
I did. But there was 2 races, and then the second race that we did, I came second.
Was that the egg and spoon race, and were you the spoon?
It was just a longer hurdle, I think. But,
Just a long.
Yeah.
Was it just the hurdles with the high jump in the middle?
Yeah. But I was quite good at football back in the day.
Were you?
Not anymore. And the last few years I've tried playing, I'm rubbish. But I was good in school, but I was a good defender.
Right.
And I got picked to be in the school team. Now, some of the people in that school team have gone on to play for Borough as well, actually. I'm not going to name names, but they have. So, there were good players in the team. And I always thought, again, I've been picked. I'd never thought I'd be picked, but I got picked. And I'm more of a central defender. And he played me right midfield.
Silly mistake
Silly
on their
man.
part.
So I started at right midfield, and I played for 45 minutes, got subbed at half time, and never got picked again.
I was never, ever picked for football.
Because I couldn't cross the ball.
No. Well, my mates all used to love playing football on our local piece of land near us, the Green. And I would always go along, but I wouldn't play. I'd just be there hanging out with them. And they were like, play. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. And then this would go on for a little while. And then they'd go, oh, go on. And then I'd go, all right, then I'll play. And then I was absolutely shit. And they all got annoyed at me. But yeah.
I warned you.
Yeah, I it's not like you don't know. It's not like this didn't happen yesterday.
It should be about taking part, the enjoyment of having fun with your friends.
I should have just went and got through sticks at trees for conkers. That's what I should have done, innit?
Yeah, I got banned from playing rugby.
Why?
In school because I didn't like the lad as well. He was a bit of a bully, and he ran at me, and I thought, this is my chance, and he jumped in the air for the ball, and I was quite into my wrestling at the time, so I speared the fucker mid-air.
Wow.
Jumped in the air, and I literally speared him, and he'd landed on the floor, and he was in a lot of pain. I thought he'd broke his back, but he hadn't. He had to take a couple of days off school, and I got banned because it was a cheap spear.
Yes, you were.
Thought I was bloody Bobby Lashley.
It was a cheap move there.
But yeah, I used to like sport back in the day. I don't play much now. I'm not that good or fit anymore. I'm now a middle-aged fat wanker.
Well, you could solve one of them, but I suspect you won't.
Yeah, go back in time. That's probably the easiest way out of that.
That's it. Time travel is the only answer for anything.
Yeah. But,
so what have you been up to?
Oh, I tell you what, Bambi, I've been very busy at the moment.
It's not
very busy.
Stop using my old name.
Oh, well, I don't know what to refer you as.
Artist.
Formerly.
For me will do. Whatever.
Form. Yeah, sorry, artist. Yeah, I'm busy with rehearsals at the moment, but I've got my next show coming up is Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of
Yes, which I know
it's
I've
the
said
week
on the
commencing
podcast, but I'm playing
20th
Audrey
of March,
2.
Is it?
Yeah, so I'll do a little plug while we're here.
Of course you should.
We used to plug stuff all the
I'm
time.
not going to bring them out. I'm not going to edit this until after it's finished, though.
I'll be a bit harsh. But anyone who's listening, you can go to see the show. It's at the Ark in Stockton. Mm-hmm. There are some tickets still left, especially for the earlier shows. The weekend's starting to fill up quite nicely. But yeah, it's at the Ark in Stockton. It starts on the 23rd of March, Thursday the 23rd of March, on the evening. I think it's between 7 and 8:30. But
yeah,
but if you go on the
probably
website,
be doors 7.
Yeah, tickets are on the website. You'll confirm there.
On the Ark's website.
Yes, which is Ark Online.
And it's
Ark
Ark
Online.
in Stockton and Tees, just in case any of our international listeners think, oh,
Yeah.
I'll go. Because there's an Ark just
It's
down
not
the street.
Noah's Ark.
It's not Noah's Ark.
But yeah, Thursday the 23rd of March this month on the Friday evening, and then 2 shows on the Saturday, a matinee in the afternoon, and then a night performance as well. So nice, only 4 shows, nice 3-day run.
On all this rehearsals for 2 shows, eh?
4 shows.
4 shows, sorry. For sure.
For sure. But it's one of my favourite musicals. It always has been, because it's a bit of a darker one, isn't it? Little Shop of Horrors. It's like a dark comedy, but it's very nice. There's some lovely numbers. It's a very small cast, but it's a strong cast.
Right.
And I can't praise them enough. Everyone in the cast is very, very, very strong. So
What about the crew?
shaping
I
up-
bet the crew's full of wankers.
Well, I've met them there. Yeah.
So they're not important enough for you to spend time with.
No, you meet them when you get the.
As one of the actors, you're not interested, are you?
Nah, that's beneath me. But yeah, I'm playing Audrey 2, the voice of the plant, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's shaping up to be one heck of a show.
Nice. Are you doing any chorus as well? Are you in it? Are you on stage?
I'm singing like some bits, but I've managed to get out of the chorusy bits because
you're too good for that, yeah.
Well, yeah. And I didn't want too much to learn.
No.
I like to just do my own thing and shows.
Heck no.
When they try to put me in the collaboration stuff, I'm like, oh, leave me alone.
Are you off stage as the plant, or are you the operator as well?
No, I'm off stage, but I can't be the operator because it's too much, and it's, to be honest, the voice that I'm doing, it's quite a strain.
How would you hold your lines if you were the operator as well?
Exactly, and I think it'd be too confusing. So no, someone else is doing the plant. But if people ask me, I'm just going to tell them, yeah,
it's all me. I actually became the plant. You just pretend you're Andy Serkis, like he plays everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, I could do that. If they want to remake, if Disney ever want to remake the movie, my number's there. I don't know where, but it is. I'm available.
Yes.
For all types of events, weddings, movies, TV, radio, bar mitzvahs, funerals, you name it. For a price, I'll do it.
But not podcasts, because we can only manage
but
one.
Not podcasts, because
1.04
and no chorus or stage crew.
Yeah, and nothing that involves learning or lines or people's names. Yeah.
But also, Bambi, I wanted to tell you about. Have you seen the show The Last of Us yet?
Yes, thoroughly enjoying it.
It's fantastic, isn't it? It's with Daddy Pascal, who's the daddy in everything he's in.
He is.
Also the Mandalorian. But it's very good.
He was your daddy.
But obviously, for anyone who hasn't watched the show, I'm sure you have, because it's become like a bit of a smash hit. It's based on the video game, but it's like a more realistic zombie apocalypse, isn't it? It's about a thing that's actually real. These cordyceps, is it? It's fungi.
It's a fungi that I think for years we've known that it can infect ants.
It infects, and I've seen videos of it.
Takes over them and they
takes
spread
over the
it.
brains.
Yeah.
Well, this has caused hysteria, Bambi, because
stop using that name.
Sorry, artist. It's because hysteria, because basically scientists have come out and said that this genuinely could happen.
Yeah.
If we got to the right temperature. Basically, the cordyceps need a certain temperature in order to survive in their host.
And are we
as the
there?
world is hotting up every year with global warming, there's 20, 30, 40 years down the line, there's a possibility that
this could happen. How very incredibly scary. But I don't think that will happen. I think something else silly will end us first. Like someone will have the first nuclear fart.
Probably.
Yeah.
But as always, we're not preventing in case things do happen, because they've known about stuff like the whole COVID-19. They've known about that for years and nothing was put in place, and then obviously it all kicked off. So, if maybe they should try and put stuff in place in case this happens in 40 years' time.
How could you combat mushrooms?
LSD.
Yeah. I was thinking pies, like chicken
Just
and
put 'em all in
mushroom.
pies.
So we'll all just get lots of chicken and some pastry.
Isn't it flour? The pass-through flour. That's what on the show. It's all the flour. So if you ever saw in the earlier episodes, people eating bread and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's how they got it.
So don't eat bread. Solved it, mate.
Yep. That's it.
So sorted.
Just cut bread out your diet. You'll be all right.
You'll feel better, and we won't all get mushroomed to death.
But yeah, could this be our zombie apocalypse?
They don't call them zombies. They are the infected.
Okay. What would you do if there was this happen? What would you do?
If I survived the initial... I've got a plan. I've got a plan.
What's your plan?
Not telling you.
Well, it's a bit disappointing for the podcast, isn't it?
No, it's a bit of a dead end story now, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think in my head, wouldn't this be interesting and then not amazing, not good, because it obviously wouldn't be. But I reckon I could survive. Nah, mate, I'd lost 10 minutes. I'd be out in the first round. But if I had a plan, it would involve getting out to sea. Really,
Yeah,
I would have thought.
I think
mushrooms
don't
like
watching,
the sea.
No,
I don't know.
I think from watching all the movies and TV shows about it, I think the most realistic one for like a Brit for it to happen like in Britain is probably Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, we'd all go to the pub, wouldn't we?
Probably the most realistic one,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not something I've thought about. I'd like to think I'd survive, but you're right, as you said, probably not.
I mean, in the UK, we would have a less of a chance of survival or anything like that because, and quite rightly, we don't all carry weapons, and the access to that kind of thing is not as readily available, and so it shouldn't be. But the likes of the US, they initially would have possibly a better survival rate, but then they'd probably turn the weapons against each other.
That's true. So what should we do? Should we buy like baseball bats? Because you need to smash the heads in, don't you?
Well, we're British. It should be cricket bats, shouldn't it, really?
Cricket bats.
Because cricket bats and
Scissors.
Scones, let the scones go really hard.
Release the scones!
I think, and top hats, is that what we're known for? Fish
Top
and chips.
hats.
We deep fry it. We deep fry them. That's what we do. We deep fry the mushrooms.
That'll be it on, like the on the front line.
Yeah.
You'll have the old, like you see, like in Lord of the Rings in those movies where the release stuff from like what do they call them?
The trebuchet type of catapults and all that stuff.
Catapults, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, release the scones, and that'll get them.
Is it jam or cream first?
Release the top hats.
I hear that argument of whether it should put jam first or cream first, and I think
it's jam.
Get to fuck. Who cares? Do you know the best way?
It doesn't matter. But if you put the cream first and then the jam on, it's all the cream's just going to seep to the side.
I've got a solution to this particular problem.
If you put the jam on, then the cream will nicely fit on top. You see.
Yeah, but the pressure of the top of it's all irrelevant. Slice it in half. Put cream on one half, put jam on the other half.
Squidge
do
it
what the fuck you want, whatever you want. Yeah. Turn it round if it bothers you. Halfway through, then it's jam on top, cream on bottom, whatever. Get a grip.
I like how you've thought about this more than the zombie apocalypse.
Because this is how I'm going to defeat them, with logic like that.
Yeah, with what you put in a scone.
Which way round you do it. It's very important. Yeah.
So what have you been doing, artist?
I have been watching YouTube videos, as you do. You go in silly rabbit holes. But particularly at the moment, I've been watching videos of people prospecting for gold.
What do you mean?
So people go out there and find somewhere where there might be gold, and they check the ground and the rivers and whatever, and see if there is.
Like with detectors and stuff.
Some people use detectors. Some people just literally dig and use machinery to kind of separate the rock and the mud and the stone, and then go, because gold's really heavy, so it always just sinks to the bottom. Yeah, I know you're looking at me with confusion to why I've been watching these programs.
Please explain.
I don't know. Something came up. I watched one guy. I thought this guy is really interesting. Then it suggested another guy. I was like, oh, this guy is also really interesting. None of them make lots of money. It's all just a bit of fun for them.
Does the gold, is this mainly more in like America?
It's America, Canada. Yeah. One guy, one of them travelled to New Zealand, and he found more in one day than he had in a whole year.
And what does it equate to anything? Is there any monetary value?
Some of them actually sell it in... Yeah, some of them sell it, some of them keep it, some of them will save it until there's more of it. Where would you sell it? You just go to...
A bank?
The goldsmiths, who will sell it to jewellers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a very bizarre thing I've been watching. A chap called Dan Herod, if anyone's interested.
Dan Herod?
Dan Herod.
Dan Herod.
Dan Herod of him.
Plug there for Dan Herod.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been up to, because otherwise my YouTube viewing is generally tech-related stuff or solar power stuff, things like that. So I don't know how this popped up, but it did, and I watched it. Wow. We all have. What's your weirdest YouTube viewing? No,
I mainly watch stuff on like movies, like Easter eggs, stuff like that. Football, bit of wrestling stuff. Some comedians. Well, like comedy, like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
They've got a podcast. I watch that. Bit varied, really. But to be honest, I do find myself probably watching YouTube now more than TV.
I think that is. We say it's the future, but I think it's been that way for years. I think slightly older people like ourselves have just took longer to get there.
And it wasn't us. It was Matty who wanted to do something in 2008.
Yeah,
I believe he first mentioned it, and kind of it didn't happen.
No,
but also we didn't at the time realize how big it was going to be. And just look now, it's like the top earners in the world are all YouTube stars. It's mental, isn't it?
but
Imagine if we'd done it and got ahead of the curve and took them years to build up the content. Like, where would we be now?
I don't know. I think we'd still only have done 10 episodes.
Yeah, that's true. I've done 25 podcasts in 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know how we would do with anything we have to film.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, it's mental, isn't it? I often think with YouTube, I just think definitely gone down the wrong route.
It was good.
It is difficult. It's not that easy because
no.
I get people, students come and ask me who want to be YouTubers. It's not. It's about that consistency, and they have to put the content out pretty much every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what builds the algorithm for people to find you.
But then
you get so many views, and then it builds and builds and builds. It is a grind.
Yes.
But when they make it.
But YouTube have a lot of power, and they change the goalposts a lot. So people who were making money all of a sudden overnight could be making nothing, which can be pretty difficult. So get out, get a real job, everyone. Boring jobs, safe. Nah, don't listen to me. So I've been watching videos on gold on YouTube.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that it?
It is. I think it's time for the news.
You had a bit of a quiet week.
I have. Actually, hold on. Yeah, I've just been working and sleeping and working.
And fishing for gold.
Fishing for gold. We've invented a new way of doing it. You just fish for gold.
In the River Tees. I don't doubt there's much gold in there.
I reckon there is, mate. I reckon
some golden trolleys.
Yeah, there's a few dead bodies with some gold chains attached to them. After some battle.
Maybe some golden nuggets, the cereal.
Oh, I'd eat that.
Golden nuggets.
I want them.
They taste yeehaw.
I want them.
They're good, aren't they?
They are.
This is the news. Listen to the news. Very truthful news. Super important news.
The news intro. Sorry, I interrupted what you were trying to say to me there.
I was going to ask what your favourite cereal is, but it's okay.
No.
Do the news.
No. This is the news. My favourite cereal. I don't eat it often, at all. In fact, but crunchy nut cornflakes.
Oh yeah. Oh, give me a bit of that.
Or on the very, very rare occasion, Golden Grahams. You have to think about that. Anyway, the news.
Bid for Blobby back out. Dogs do the conga. Animal shelters names litter box after your ex.
French is not a language. Miss Marple is the killer. Local dog runs for mayor. Promises us more bones and belly rubs.
Oh, you've done a fourth. Okay, I'll do another fourth.
That was only three.
Was it three?
Yeah, I did three.
All right, okay. Right, Mr. Bid for Blobby back out. So, Mr. Blobby. Mr. Blobby is either you love him or you hate Mr. Blobby. He can be very annoying, but I also quite find it funny how annoying people find him. But obviously, he was a staple in the 80s and the 90s, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway, someone has an original costume. And,
okay.
There's some wear and tear to it, but it's basically it's TV memorabilia. It's a piece of TV British history, and they put it on sale on eBay, and it started to get a bit of attention, and it built, and anyway, the auction ended up settling for £62,000 for this Mr. Blobby costume.
How much? 62.
62. That's how it went up to. 62,000 for a Mr. Blobby costume.
I would just paint myself pink and yellow for that kind of money.
Is this? Is this the Mr. Blobby? Yeah. Did you order it from Wish.com?
Yeah.
But yeah, the costume sold for £62,101. But the buyer, person who won the bid, has now backed out of the bid. They pulled out. They didn't want to pay the money, and that's the problem with eBay.
Yes.
For me, if you commit, you can't do that in an auction room and then turn around and go, oh, actually, I can't afford that.
Yeah.
If you commit to that, you should pay. So the poor person who owns it obviously thought he'd sold it for a lot more money than I bet he imagined he thought he was going to get. And the bid's now pulled out. So I think they're putting it back on eBay, and if anybody has money to spare in this ridiculous economy, go and get yourselves an old house party staple Mr. Blobby costume.
What is a fair price for a Blobby costume, would you say?
I would say the maximum up to about 10 grand.
Yeah, 12 was my kind of figure.
Yeah, 62,000 is a bit ridiculous, but that's the thing with eBay. If people bid and bid and bid, then it builds. If there's, but I'm wondering, were people bidding on there just because it became a bit of a meme?
Well, maybe you got the bidding fever. We've all been there.
Yeah.
And I think it was the 62 grand. I think he was all right with it. It was that 101 that put him off.
Yeah, is that a lot?
Yeah, it was a dude. There's no way it was a woman. Like, a woman is not
absolutely.
that stupid. Like, that was a fella.
Or his missus found out and was like, you are
Yes.
not spending.
You can back out.
You're
of
not
that.
remortgaging the house.
Gerald, you're not having it. You're not having it. It's worth more than our conservatory, and we paid a lot of money for that.
You're not selling the kids for a Mr. Blobby costume.
That's what happened.
But if I'd won the lottery, this is the type of stuff I would be buying because I'm terrible with finances.
Well, okay, if you win the lottery, remind me, I will be your financial advisor.
Okay.
And I'd
still probably buy Mr. Blobby.
I'd have to slap your hand every time you went to bid on something silly like that.
I probably should just be banned from eBay, but...
Well, just the internet in general.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
all my money goes to OnlyFans.
French is not a language. The European Union have all clubbed together and decided that French is no longer a recognised and valid language, and anyone speaking it is just being stubborn.
Oh.
Yeah, so I know we're out of the European Union in that way, so we didn't have anything to do with this. That's why no one's actually heard of it. But all across Europe, they all had a little vote. It was all done by postal vote, much easier. You just sent in French valid, yes or no, oui or no, or whatever it is. And everyone said, no, it's not. So French, I've got to learn something else. It can be anything they want. And the front runner of what the French will speak instead of French is Klingon. Yep.
Yeah, well, it's similar.
Very similar. Both very aggressive languages.
It is.
And I don't think either of them particularly like the English.
No. Neither do the English.
No.
Okay. So a German dog trainer earned a Guinness World Record with his team of talented canines when 14 performing pooches formed a conga line.
Oh my goodness,
yeah.
How awful that would have been to view.
The German trainer, whose name is Wolfgang Launberger.
Wolfgang Lamberger.
Launberger.
Oh, not Lamberger. Right,
no.
Okay.
Earned a record for most dogs in a conga line when it's 14 trained canines. I'm looking at the picture now. It's ridiculous.
What was the previous record?
13.
Oh, of course.
Arranged themselves into a party dance formation under his instruction. He took the record from his own daughter.
Oh,
but
what
she's not then.
bastard.
Alexa Lamberger, who managed to get 9 dogs in February of last year. So I bet she's fuming. The dogs who formed the conga line for Lamberger's record attempt are named Emma, Philou, Finn, Simon, Susie, Maya, Ulf, Speck, Bibi, Katie, Jennifer, Elvis, Charlie and Kathy. So well done to all them dogs. Round of applause.
Well done
to the conga dogs.
Yeah, well done.
Well done, conga
I hope
dogs.
the original 9 from last year are part of that same lineup, and they don't feel a bit let down.
Yeah, I hope that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, conga dogs.
Well, from I like that story, but I never want to see the video.
It's very funny.
No, because I don't want to see dogs having that much fun. It's not fair.
Yeah. Stop having fun, dogs.
Miss Marple is the killer. Fictional character Miss Marple has finally been outed as the real killer in every murder she wrote that she was in town for. A new series will be on Netflix later this year, showing what really happened with every murder and how she manipulated the situation to get away with it. So basically, someone's going to, you know, when they cleverly use original footage and film something else around it. They're doing that, and they're making her out to be the actual murderer. So she's going around doing the murders, blaming it on someone else, and making a story fit around that. So this new series is going to do the other side of the view of someone witnessing her doing all the murders.
Wow.
Because every time she goes to a new town or a city or whatever, a murder happens. It's not a bloody coincidence, is it?
It's clearly her.
It's clearly her, and this is what this series is doing.
Is Miss Marple the same? Is that the Mousetrap that's on West End?
I'm not sure. There was two actresses that played.
I've been
Miss
to see
Marple,
that.
wasn't there?
It's the longest running show in UK history.
Right.
And I know who the killer was.
Okay.
But obviously, the rule is you're not allowed to tell anyone.
Yeah.
But surely by now everyone knows.
Well, I've not seen it, but it's Miss Marple, isn't it?
Or was it Agatha Christie?
Did Agatha Christie kill Miss Marple?
Or was it Linford Christie? I'm not sure.
I think it was Linford.
Or maybe Ainsley Harriet. It's one of them.
Yes. I'm forever getting Ainsley and Miss Marple mixed up as well. Good old Ainsley Harriet. It's been a while since I've seen him.
Yeah, animal shelters names litter box after your ex. So an animal shelter in the US was offering the name of the cat litter box after your ex, so you could basically pay a generous actually offer of $5. And they originally did it for Valentine's Day, but basically if you had an ex that you don't like, you could have named the litter box after them.
So the cats can shit on your ex.
Yeah.
I like it.
Smell like cat piss.
It's a good way to make money, and the cats will be none the wiser.
And there's nothing like a pussy on your face.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay. Well done. Are you proud of that? No, really? You're proud of it?
No.
Are you done with that story now?
I feel like I'm done with the show.
Local. So this is a very animal-centric news report.
It
Local
is.
dogs run for mayor, and promises more bones and belly rubs. In a stunning turn of events, a local dog named Max has announced his candidacy, for mayor in his town. Max, a golden retriever, known for his love of belly rubs and a keen sense of smell, has promised to bring a new era of prosperity to the town. Max's campaign promises include more bones for all the good boys and girls, free poop bags for all the owners, a ban on pesky mailmen. Max has also pledged to spend at least 1 hour per day greeting voters with a wagging tail and a big slobbery smile. The announcement of Max's candidacy, I can't say that word.
Candidacy.
Thank you. Oh, neither can you. Has sent shockwaves through the political establishment, with some pundits questioning whether dog is really qualified to run for office. But Max supporters say his loyalty, intelligence, and unwavering love for his community will make him the perfect candidate.
I'd vote for him.
Yeah, of course you would.
Yeah. Can't be doing any worse of a job than anyone else.
No, absolutely not. Mayor Max. Yes.
Mayor Max. Oh, it's got a good ring to it as well.
It does, doesn't it?
Oh, bless him. Good. Who's a good boy?
Who's a good
Who's a good boy, Mayor Max?
Who's a good mayor?
Who's a good mayor? Oh,
So,
brilliant.
okay. Are you done with your news?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'll finish the news.
That was the news. You listen to the news. Very truthful news. Super important news.
The news. Outro. So, I have a confession to make.
Oh.
Half an hour before recording, I realised I'd only wrote 2 news stories. And I was struggling to write the third. That one is not a real news story. They never are. Not from my part. I always make them up.
Yeah.
I got AI to write that news story. That final
Shut
one.
up.
Yeah. How fucking mad is that? I typed in funny story about a dog. Funny fake story about a dog. And it came up with that.
That's so good.
It's crazy, isn't it? So what I failed to do, I wanted to find another one that records it for you, like a realistic audio, but they were all premium. You had to pay for them. And I didn't have time to sort any of that out. But I thought that was so interesting.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
It's going to take over the world.
A lot of people are using it to write essays for the schoolwork. There's ones I could record some samples and then ask it to do it all. It'll sample my voice and read it out in my voice as well.
Could they create songs?
Yes. I saw one the other day where it was an Eminem song about cats. It was amazing. I think that was on John Oliver, I think it was.
Wow.
Just his talk show.
This technology's come so far, hasn't it?
It is crazy.
Scary.
Yeah. So Brenda, our old friend, is real.
Yeah.
Now, Brenda's real.
Yeah.
But I thought
that's a scary thought.
I was just not going to say anything and continue to get the the AI to write the news stories for us, or for me.
Well, I now know what you're doing in the future.
No, but that's crazy.
Every episode.
It wrote more. I'll read the rest of it, actually. So, yeah, where it ended. Max himself seems confident in his chances, wagging his tail and barking excitedly as he made the announcement at a local park. I promise to be a good boy and do my best for you all, Max said, eliciting cheers from the crowd of onlookers. Wherever Max can certainly win, the election remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure, his campaign has already brought much needed dose of joy and humour to the town, and who knows, maybe Dog as mayor wouldn't be such a bad thing after all. It's just so well put together, isn't it?
It's very, very
So I asked it to write a fake news story about a dog. So it knows what the structure of a news story is compared to a story. And it made it short, and it made sense.
That's so good.
Yeah, scary.
Get it to write a book, and we'll make money.
Well, there's a bit of arguments because there's artist ones, isn't it? You tell it what you want it to draw, and it does it. And there is some amazing art out there, but people are making money off it, and it doesn't seem... That's a bit annoying that you can just say something. But
yeah, is it yours?
No, it actually...
What's
technically
the copy...
it probably belongs to the programmers. I don't know.
Yeah, what's the copyright there? Yeah, that's going to cause some issues, isn't it?
It is. And then...
Interesting.
Yeah, but there you go. So I thought that would interest you.
Yeah, no, it piqued my interest. Well done.
Good.
What should we do next?
Morgan has questions.
What's the average length of a velociraptor's tail?
Who's the finest of them all?
At what age do you stop putting sugar on your cornflakes? If you had to be a planet, which one would you be?
I feel this is a trick question. It is... Whatever 90 miles is in kilometres, because they work on kilometres, not miles. 81 kilometres.
Ooh, close.
It is the length of 572 Twixes end to end.
Okay, so when I said it's close, and then you went, okay, I'll go a completely different direction.
Because close isn't funny, is it?
Oh, that's true.
It is the length of 7 football fields if you laid the lines that go around the field end to end.
Well, it might be, because I don't know how long that is.
Well, if you don't know
but it's 88 kilometres, which is the equivalent of 55 miles.
So it's a lie in both senses.
New Zealand's 90-mile beach is actually 55 miles long.
Brilliant.
What do Americans refer to pizza as?
Breakfast? What do they refer to pizza as? A slice?
A slice is a slice.
Yeah, okay. Substitute for parenting.
It's quite obvious when you think about it.
Pie.
Yeah, it's pie, yeah.
Okay.
Pizza pie.
Pizza pie.
How many months have 28 days in them?
All of them.
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's not funny, is it?
What is the main ingredient of Bombay duck?
It's not going to be duck, is it? It's fucking it's French mongoose. Is it?
No.
No? It is.
It's from India.
Oh.
Bombay duck.
Snake.
No.
Tall grass.
Fish.
How?
Bombay duck. The main ingredient in Bombay duck is fish. In which month does the German festival of Oktoberfest take place?
Genuinely not October, is it? So it's September.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What? That's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is there actually a different meaning to Oktoberfest?
I think it might just be when maybe they're off.
Yeah, let's have
might
a.
line up with their schools.
Or are they
stuff like
celebrating October in September?
that. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, it's more celebration of their culture, isn't it, more than anything? So I suppose it doesn't really matter. I'd love to go to Munich for it. Apparently, it's amazing.
I've heard it is amazing. I've also heard it is very, very, very pricey.
Yeah, I've heard that about Germany anyway. Which movie star entered a look-alike contest about himself only to come third?
These are boring. It's Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, it's Charlie Chaplin, yeah. Sorry, I didn't know. Boring. It's just
The problem
funny
when I know
question.
when
It's
I know
not
the
boring.
right
It's
answer.
just you happen to know the answers for once.
This is the problem when I know the answer. I can't think of anything absurd.
Yeah, but yeah, Charlie Chaplin entered a look-alike contest about himself and came third. That's mental,
amazing.
isn't it?
But Charlie Chaplin, when he's not Charlie Chaplin, does not look like Charlie Chaplin.
That's true. And Adele did one as well. Adele did one recently.
I saw a clip of that, yeah.
But she had prosthetics on.
Yes. But once she started singing, everyone was like,
People were like, is that her?
And I saw that video, and that's the first time I've ever heard her speak. And she does not sound like she sings when she
has
speaks.
such a beautiful singing voice, and then she's like,
Yeah, she's just got her normal... Her voice...
She swears a lot.
She does. I reckon she uses the C word every other word when she's ordering fish and chips.
That's why I love her. So what's her order with the C word?
It's cunt in fish and cunt in chips with cunt in curry, cunt in sauce. You cunt. With salt and cunt and vinegar, please.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
was that a question? I can't remember.
I don't know. I didn't know what to say. I just well. Do you have any dislikes or likes?
Yeah. I dislike water.
To drink?
Yeah, because I don't do it enough. I actually like drinking water. The water is great and refreshing, but I'm never thirsty. And I don't drink, and I suffer for it. And
I get dehydrated a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't drink enough water. But for me, I find water very sometimes a bit of a chore, isn't it, to drink? Bit of an effort. But if you get like a glass water with ice in it, ice water, then I find that's probably the most refreshing drink that there is. Especially if you're very dehydrated. But yeah, I'm with you. Definitely need to drink more water.
Yeah, it's just too boring, isn't it?
It is, but it's good to lose weight. It's good for losing weight, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got a dislike.
Go on then.
It's Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals.
Yeah. You don't even need to explain, but probably should for the format of the show.
Cats.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And the movie is like a fever dream. Joseph is naff. Jesus Christ Superstars, naff. The one about the trains. You seen that one? What was it?
Express?
Oh, Starlight Express. That's like trains singing about God. It's just.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
It's just bizarre, man. Yeah, the only musical I've seen of his, and I don't really he produced it and wrote some music for it, but I can't give him full credit because it was already an IP beforehand. Was School of Rock, and that's really good.
Right.
But it wasn't his creation. It was already an IP that is adapted.
So is that movie, and then he worked on it,
and then he's
as a musical?
Had the songs from the film in it,
Right.
and then added some other songs, and that was brilliant. But his original ideas, not for me. Not for me.
It does sound like some of his stuff when you delve a bit deeper. He's definitely did some hallucinogenics in his day, didn't he?
Well, apparently not.
Nah, well, maybe you should have, and he might be a well-balanced
Maybe he should.
person.
Or he's just really religious. I don't know, but I don't know.
Well, what's the deeper meaning about Cats then? I've never seen it. I never.
That's all about God. It's most
Is
of
it?
the shows. Yeah, it's all like about like existence and questioning that, and because they go up to the sky, don't there's a cat come down from. It's all about what they believe in. It's all about belief and stuff like that.
Okay, but you believe he's terrible.
I don't think he's obviously he's very talented. It's just not for me.
No, I don't think, other than maybe a college production of Joseph, I've ever seen any of his work.
I've seen most of them, and they're just what's the other one? Phantom of the Opera has like one good song.
Which one is it? Sing it for me.
Music of the Night.
Sing it.
Let me see the music of the night. That's a good song, but the rest of it, it's just dull.
Dull.
Andrew Dull Weber.
What would you like him to actually write a musical about? What would be a better one?
Mayor Max the dog.
Mayor Max the dog. And do you know what? Right. Okay. Let's get this.
Get
going.
the AI to write a musical.
Mayor
Max the dog.
Musical about Max the dog. Right. Let's see what it comes up with.
Is it quite quick, or does it take time?
Yep. A musical about Max the dog could be heartwarming and funny story that would delight audiences of all ages. Max could be the main character of the musical, and the plot to revolve around his adventures and misadventures. Here's a possible plot outline of the musical. Act 1. Max, scruffy and lovable dog, lives in a small town. His owner is a young boy named Timmy. Max loves to run and play, but also has a mischievous streak that often gets him into trouble. One day, Max wanders into a nearby forest and gets lost. He meets a group of other animals, including a sly fox, a wise owl, and a friendly raccoon. Max, this is brilliant. Max is at first is hesitant to trust the new animals, but eventually they become his friends and help him find his way back home. Act 2. Max's adventure in the forest have made him more confident, adventurous, and decides to explore more of the world. He meets up with other dogs, cats, and even some humans who all have their own unique personalities and quirks. Along the way, Max gets into some sticky situations, like getting stuck on a fence, getting chased by a mean dog, but he always manages to get out of trouble with his new friends. Eventually, Max makes his way back to Timmy, who is overjoyed to see him. Max realizes that he doesn't need to leave home to have adventures and make new friends. He can do it all in his own backyard. So that's Act 1 and 2. It's broke it down to me. And then I think it's wrote a bit more here. The musical could feature upbeat, catchy songs that capture Max's playful personality, as well as more emotional ballads that tug on the heartstrings. The sets and costumes could be colourful and whimsical, with lots of nature-themed elements like trees, flowers, animals, and prints. Overall, a musical about Max the dog would be fun, heartwarming, and entertaining show for the audience of all ages. So that wrote that, obviously 10 times quicker than I could read it.
Blew my mind.
Incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely incredible.
I think we're just going to hand the reins over.
Get more content on a weekly basis.
Yeah, it's dead easy, isn't it? Like, I can't think of something. Here you go.
Do a podcast.
Yeah, do us a podcast, mate.
Shall I name that show?
You shall. I think I know what it is.
I've got a few. I've got Middle-Aged Wanker.
Yeah.
I've got Release the Scones.
Yeah.
I've got Conga Dogs.
Yeah.
Who's a Good Mayor?
Yep.
And Cunt and Chips, Please.
Oh.
It's quite a lot in there.
Oh, you know what? My heart says Cunt and Chips.
Okay.
But...
Shall we eliminate some?
YouTube will not like that.
No. For me, it's between either Release the Scones and Who's a Good Mayor.
Yeah, that's Release the Scones or Who's a Good Mayor. Right, okay. Should we ask ChatGPT?
Yeah.
I'll just... Right. Choose one or two.
So one will be Release the Scones, two
Yeah.
will be Who's a Good Mayor.
1 or 2. Nah, it doesn't. It's not playing ball now.
Have you got an Alexa in your room?
Alexa, should I choose number 1 or number 2? Alexa, choose a number between 1 and 2. One. Alexa says 1.
Okay.
Release the scones.
Release the scones.
Yeah. So between our AIs, we've named the show.
Okay. All right. So the name of the show is
Release the Scones.
The Scones.
Yay!
Okay, socials. You can find us on Facebook /The Daft Hour. You can find us on Twitter at The Daft Hour. You can find us on YouTube at The Daft Hour. And you can find us on all good platforming podcasts, apart from Apple, because I still need to work that out.
Good. That's the
all
show.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the show. I think that's the show, yeah.
I'm going to play us out with a song by Elvis, myself, and Pollard called Fever.
Excellent.
Where Pollard is singing, and it's a bit sexy.
It's sexy.
All right, stay daft, everybody.
Yeah, stay daft. Love you. Bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever. When you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. The sun lights up the daytime, the moon lights up the night. I light up when you call my name, and you know I'm gonna treat you right. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Oh, fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody's got the fever, that's something you all know. Fever isn't such a new thing. Fever started long ago. Romeo loved Juliet, and Juliet, she felt the same. When he put his arms around her, he said, Julie, baby, you're my flame. Now give me fever. When we're kissing, fever with that flame in you. Fever, I'm a fire. Fever, yeah, I burn for you. Captain Smith and Poe.